Hey there guys, InfamousAmoe again. Today we're talking about Greystone the Knight, the most recent addition to the Paragon hero roster. Now this is not an advanced guide, I'm only a medium level player honestly. However, this is good for those beginners and slightly above beginners players, cause there's a lot of them now, considering a lot more people just got into the game. Anyways, let's get started. Now, first of all, some of you who may have tried Greystone may have noticed a bug where when you went to spin, occasionally the animation would disappear. Don't worry, the damage is still happening, you just can't see the effect, which can be a little annoying when you're trying to keep it on your enemy, but it's fine, it doesn't really affect gameplay that much. Now, onwards to him and himself, and not bugs. Greystone is a fighter. He's also especially beefy, not necessarily in that he's hard to kill. It's more that he can be killed twice before he's actually down. Let me explain why. Now, what needs to be understood about Greystone is that when you're a beginner and you come in, he's labeled as easy, and he's considered a beef tank, but you cannot Leroy Jenkins into a fight or a tower and expect for it to go well all the time, because it's tempting to abuse the fact that he comes back to life. What you need to understand is that when you go in there and you die, you're at start 50% health and you have full mana, but your abilities do not reset. So if you went in with your right click, it may not be up yet, and you might just die again after your first death. At the same time, you need to know when and when not to be afraid to enter the battle head first. You can't, when you're playing a hero like Greystone, you cannot be afraid to initiate. That's very important, but you need to know when to. Don't try to do it yourself. Don't try to go in there like some kind of battle god or whatever. You can't do that. You need your team, because he is not especially damaging, and there's a few reasons why. Similar to Iggy's turrets, Make Way does a certain amount of damage over a period of time. What we need to understand is that if the enemy has good physical armor, it doesn't reduce the total, it reduces each tick of damage, which can be, even in late game, like 12 damage per tick. So when it's reduced with armor, it's nothing, like it's a pinprick. And then even the total damage in itself isn't enough to really make a hero hurt that much. This is more useful in terms of jungling and creep wave clearing. Although at times it can be useful to take out a running enemy hero because the radius is relatively wide and may catch them as you chase them. Now, what does his ability specifically do? Let's look. He has a relatively fast 1.2 second strike, and 40 physical damage like most other melee heroes. That's pretty typical. Assault the Gates is a 1000 unit initiation ability or escape, because it's not targeted like Chimeras. It deals a small amount of physical damage and an AoE when he lands. This is really good. It's when you're chasing or if you're escaping, it's pretty solid. Now you need to understand that it won't always get you away, because there are heroes with longer movement abilities. Make Way is an AoE spin damage over time ability, lasts for 5 seconds. It's really great for jungling, which Greystone is great at for a variety of reasons. I'm not going to get into that, that's more of an advanced thing. I'm thinking about linking a video by another YouTuber. He did a really good in-depth guide. But yeah, Stoic. It gives him armor and health, and they all scale, obviously, because so the game works. Anyways, it's not an incredible boost to physical armor or health. It's 250 health and I believe 27 point something physical armor once it's fully leveled, but it's still a good boost. It's very solid. Reforged. When Greystone dies, turns to stone. After 3 seconds, the spirit re-enters his body from above, giving him 50% health and full mana. He then comes back to life, knocking up and dealing 200 physical damage to all nearby enemies. Wow, my voice cracked for the first time in a long time. Anyhow, wow. You get a certain amount of your health back. You don't come back with full health, you come back with a percentage, and it goes up as you scale. Or, sorry, it scales as you level up. I'm an idiot. 50% health, and then it's 60%, and then 70%, I believe. Yes. and it goes up in physical damage. Now, you need to remember that the physical damage from this ultimate does affect the tower. So you can use this if your team's with you, you can run in, and even if the tower kills you, you'll come back down on top of it and kill it, but you need to be wary of doing it like that. It can be risky. Now, as an overview on Greystone, like most other physical heroes, he makes a lot of use of lifesteal, attack speed, and attack damage, and some people like to use crit chance. I personally don't, but it is, as far as I'm aware, it can be pretty good. But I'm not an expert in the game. I'm a medium level player, like I said. Anyways, also remember, just like any other physical hero, and any hero in the game, honestly, it's important to have your key and your ward. It's very crucial because you'll typically be playing him as a jungler, and really every hero in the game, at the very least, should have a ward. That's very important. Now, as an overall view, although he's described as an easy hero, which can be tempting to beginners to run in there, screaming their battle cry, trying to kill everything, you need to understand that while he's labeled as easy, there are some hard concepts. You need to know when it's appropriate to use your reforged advantage against the enemy team, because if you just go in there, it's going to end up like his counterpart Skeleton King from the game Dota, and I believe League might have one as well, but I don't quite recall. It tempts them. Oh, Heroes does as well. It tempts you into running in and just getting dead because you think, well, I'll come back to life and I'll finish things. You won't always finish things. You might just actually die, and you'll have wasted your let's see, 240-second cooldown ability or passive, I suppose. So it's important to learn when it's okay to initiate and die with this ability. It's very important, and for me, that makes him not necessarily easy, but maybe intermediate even, because the concept that you need to grasp is pretty difficult for newer players. But as you practice, you'll get there, and you'll learn a lot. Anyhow, guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk to you about. It's just an overview of him. I think I'm definitely going to link the other YouTuber, because if you want to get more in-depth with Greystone, he definitely has a good video to watch. And I think it was the first one to go up on Greystone. I definitely recommend it, so it's going to be down in the description. And like, subscribe, or just leave some feedback and any questions you may have or suggestions for a video you might want to see on my channel. And otherwise, you guys have a good day.